surprised.
Oh, you're speaking?
Yeah, I am. I think you guys are speaking on Monday, right? I know, it's all good things.
Have you ever had to do buffaloes?
Sounds familiar.
I haven't put your name in my.
We had to, it was like the sideways of the football field. So the short end, you had to go there, back, there, back. And now, or was that
I don't
nickel?
think I've ever
Really
done
taking
that.
a test.
You said that's on football field?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, they recorded it, so we can like.
That means I
One time my
have
brother had to do it 18 times in practice.
And it's
is it short ways or?
Oh, you'll give it to us
Short
maybe
ways, but
one
you had to do
day.
it twice.
Yeah.
And he had to do 18.
Outbound.
So that's 36 times running
Because
back
I'm
and
another
forth.
company right now, so.
There's a,
So if I leave, it's.
there was a time I had to do like a gotta go like 50
Yeah.
yards and you like have to squat, do like a burpee, come back and do a jump, and then you had to squat, burpee, jump, all the way for 50 yards. Yeah, that was,
I played baseball, so like we don't really have
I played baseball too. I know.
Yeah, we did foul poles, and that was what we did. But
Is this Fahim's? Who's this?
That is Bhanodai.
It will be mine in a second.
Oh, Bhanodai. Okay, Bhanodai's sitting here, I guess.
Like get to the
I
point
thought
or
you said
something,
people.
so.
I don't know.
Hey, Bhanodai, where you sitting?
What's it?
Where you sitting?
First year.
Just right here?
Switch.
All right. Well, just if you do sit here, try not to hit the camera.
Okay, I'll just sit here. Yeah, I'll also be leaving immediately, so.
Yeah.
So it's probably better. It was also a different crowd.
No, I couldn't get it.
There's less people.
Help me out with something, help me out with everything else.
More
I'm done with everything else.
No, I already like tried all my responses
There will
and
be
everything
people in
except
the
like
back, they're
45.
just kind of there.
I have like one
They were
left.
next to me.
But I have like an 82, so I'm like, I'll still get the extra.
Which I actually saw.
How much do you have in now? Do you have
Yeah, I
like
saw.
90, what do you have in? I think it has nothing. I have a 91. If I get like 2 points, that's why I think I get tired.
You get tired of it, yeah.
So I can always give them benefit of doubt. No, a 93 though. No.
I mean, I don't know if yawning is actually just like some.
I can get to 96 now, I think, but if you're looking at 70, I can get 96.
If it's actually just like, I'm tired.
Because I couldn't see it in class, it was just too front.
I know, I thought he wrote it out and then I put it in and I got it wrong.
Oh, I did everything. I did all, I didn't do it in class, I just did all the work.
Are you to,
Oh, I was working since it's probably like I've done like about an hour ago. Oh, my bad.
Right. Welcome everyone to the first Speakathon of 2017 for Student Toastmasters at UGA. These are going to be our feedback slips today. So after each speaker, our Toastmaster today, who I will introduce shortly, will ask you to fill out feedback according to their project and objective, and then pass it to the center, in which our SAA will pick them up. Our timer today is Tyler Chan, and green means you're in time, yellow means you're right in the middle, and red means you have 30 seconds to stop, to stay in time. With that being said, let's get started. I'd like to introduce our Toastmaster of the day, who has normally been Toastmaster of the Day for our Speakathons, and will get to be again. Let's welcome Melissa Shoemaker to the stage.
Hi everybody. I guess he explained everything pretty well for us. So I guess we'll get started, and then after the fourth speech we're going to have a short intermission, so please don't get up before then. Our first speaker of the day is none other than Bhanodai. You guys may have heard him before. I think he has a fantastic voice. He is just fantastic. He will be doing the Confident Communicator Project 3, Get to the Point, and it is titled The Importance of Voting. 5 to 7 minutes. Please welcome to the stage Bhanodai.
Thank you, Toastmaster. Today, I will be discussing with you all the 3 major reasons why voting is important. Now, these reasons should transcend beyond political beliefs and party affiliations. It doesn't matter if you're a Democrat or Republican, libertarian or green, conservative or liberal. These reasons should unify every single individual in this country. Now, the first major reason is that voting allows your voice to be heard. There are countries where people don't even have any ability to vote. A major example of this is North Korea. under their glorious leader, Kim Jong-un. There are individuals dying of famine. They don't have a voice. They cannot vote and say, let's vote out Kim Jong-un. They don't have that ability. They have this dictatorship, and it sounds like such an archaic word, dictatorships. That sounds more of a term from the 60s and 70s. We have democracies all around the world, but we still have a dictatorship in North Korea. In the United States, we don't take advantage of that, the ability to vote. In this past presidential election, less than 60% of the registered voting population took advantage of that right. Those voices, that ability to show that voice is essentially being silenced. That ballot is essentially your voice, and by not voting, you're not taking advantage of that constitutional right. So therefore, that is the first major reason why it is important to vote. The second major reason why is that by voting, you're essentially paying tribute and showing gratitude to those who have fought for expansion of that voting right. When we first passed the Constitution in the United States, you not only had to be white to vote, but you had to be wealthy. You had to have land to vote. America at the time was a very heavily agricultural society. What about the poor farmers? What voice did they have? Therefore, in the early 1800s, they fought for their right to vote, and they got it through the early 1800s. Then we had the next step, our next class to get their voting rights, African Americans, through the Civil War, through individuals like Frederick Douglass, and we finally got it through the 15th Amendment. Our next battle, women, for their right to vote. And it's amazing to know that the 19th Amendment it's not even 100 years old. It was passed in 1920. It's such a mind-boggling thing to look back and see that women have not even been able to have that right. Such an essential right to have their voice heard. And that's not even 100 years old. Susan B. Anthony was arrested in an attempt to voice her opinions through the ballot. Elizabeth Cady Stanton, Alice Paul, these are individuals who fought for women to have the right to vote. In the 50s and 60s, individuals like MLK Jr., Martin Luther King Jr., Cesar Chavez, individual who fought for Hispanic immigration rights, or excuse me, Mexican worker rights. They fought through laws such as the Voting Rights Act of 1965. Again, protecting rights for minorities. And by allowing yourself to vote, you're essentially paying gratitude and thanks to the struggles that these individuals have gone through in order to expand these rights, expand your right to vote. And again, going back to the first reason, getting that voice out, showing to the politicians that you matter. Because originally in 1776, a lot of individuals in this room, I would say almost every single individual in this room probably would not be able to vote. Even individuals who are above 18 but under 21, they could not even vote until the 24th Amendment. So again, for individuals who have fought over and over throughout the history of this nation to expand voting rights, by voting yourself, or by voting, you are essentially paying gratitude through these figures, through these movements, what they have struggled for, so you do have this right. Now the third major reason why it is important to vote. You're voting for more than just a leader. You're voting for more than just this figurehead. There are other things here on the ballot itself. You're voting for state officials. You're voting for municipal elections. You're voting for, if you have kids in the future, you could be voting for individuals on the local school board. It transcends beyond just the presidency. So when you want to vote, it's not the leader that you're voting for every 4 years, such as you may have done in 2016. But it's about voting every single year, 2017, 2018, 2019, 2020, and so forth. Because every election can and will affect you. And through exercising your right, and it goes back to the first reason, you're allowing your voice to be heard through these politicians, through referendums, through local school boards, through municipal elections, through local elections, through state elections, and so forth. So with these three reasons, it should motivate you all to get up and take part in your constitutional right to vote. Local, municipal, state, and federal, every year. Thank you.
It's great. Anyway, can you everyone write down what kind of critiques or suggestions or build-ups that you have for Bhanodai and put them into the middle of the aisle where Fahim maybe will get them. I am very excited to introduce our next speaker because I've heard all great things about his speaking ability. So he will be giving us a speech in the Confident Speaking Manual, and it is titled The Loser in Us. Please welcome to the stage Jiten.
When I was growing up in India, I met my professor, Mr. Bablu. He told me one thing which got stuck in me for a very long time. He told me there are two kinds of people in the world. A, the winners. B, the losers. Unfortunately, most of us, 99.9% of us, fall in category B, the losers. Why? Because we allow this loser, which is a murderer of our dreams, to overpower our ambitions. This loser is a murderer because it kills the singer, the author, the poet, the ace player, the leader, the CEO, the entrepreneur, the winner in us every day, every hour, every minute, every second, and yet we choose to listen to it over the winner in us. It was about 2 years back when I first came to United States, a country which I've always dreamt to be in. I've grown up with these dreams of having friends who are white, being able to speak in English with them. As a kid, when I used to watch television with my father, and if there is a news reader who's speaking in English, my father used to always ask me, "Son, can you understand what are they saying?" And the moment I started saying yes, it brought immense happiness in his face. So it became my dream that one day I'll be in the United States, I don't know doing what, but I wanted to be in the United States. So 2 years back, that dream came true. I was here, standing in a bus stop, dancing, singing, "Humma, humma, 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 hey humma, 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 humma." Then I saw a bunch of people coming. I kept quiet. I kept quiet because the winner in me just noticed a bunch of people who might judge me. They haven't judged me yet, but I told myself that they might judge me. I kept quiet. The bus came, beep, 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 shh, the door opened. I walked in. Ta, ta, ta. The driver smiled at me, said hi, and I didn't reply back. I swiped my card. Card not valid. I swiped my card again. Card not valid. I swiped my card the third time. Card not valid. The driver was kind enough to offer me help. Took my card, swiped it for me, smiled at me. I was so nervous that I could not even say thank you for being so kind. In my mind, I was looking at my clothes. You might have seen these Bollywood songs where we Indians, we wear bright clothes. That's the kind of clothes I have got with myself. When I first came here, I was like looking at my clothes, comparing it with everyone else in the bus. Standing there, I was like, man, look at these beautiful people. They look confident. Look at myself, man. What the hell am I wearing? Will I be able to talk to them? Will I be like them one day? Will I be able to be friends with them one day? At the moment I would notice an Indian talking to an American, I was like, man, I want to be that guy, man. They have American friends. Wow. And in my mind, I have made this judgment that somehow I'm inferior to the people who are white. Because the loser in me kept telling me, oh, they are better than you, man. Just because you have a different skin color. So this kept happening every day. I kind of started hating United States. And as yet, nobody has told me that I'm inferior to them. It's all going on in my mind because the loser in me tells me that. I called my father, I was like, Papa, I have given up. I don't think I fit in United States. I'm coming back. He told me, son, did they tell you that you have a dark skin tone? I said, no. Did they tell you that you are inferior to them? I said, no. Did they tell you that you are not allowed to sit with them, eat with them, talk to them? I said, no. But why do you want to come back then? Why are you letting your inferiority overpower your dreams? You wanted to come to the United States to do a PhD in biomedical engineering, and now you have the time and you want to give up? I was like, yes, Father, you're right. They never told me. Why am I letting this loser talk to me? Friends, every day, all of us, we do the same thing. We let the loser in us tell us that we are not better than people around us. As a wise man have said, the fear of failure is 1,000 times more dangerous than the failure itself. The fear of failure is 1,000 times more dangerous than the failure itself. On the same line, I would like to add that doubts